That man, the new big man on campus in the city of Chicago, Caleb Williams, your 2-1 favorite to win NFL Rookie of the Year. His prop's already out at ESPN BET, along with a couple other rookie QBs you see on the screen. The last Bears quarterback to go over the number posted for pass yards for Williams was Jay Cutler back in 2015.
What a throwback.
Jay Cutler.
Smoking Jay.
Smoking Jay in Chicago. Back with Erin and Joe. Joe, I'll start with you. Bo Nix is a guy who went way under his draft prop, 32.5. He went well into the first round, picked 12 to Denver. What do you make of those season-long props you saw for the Denver signal caller?
I'm glad he went as high as he did, because now everyone thinks, oh, this is a really good quarterback here. Under 2,900 passing yards, under 17.5 passing touchdowns. First, some context. These aren't exactly easy numbers to hit. 19 quarterbacks went over 2,900 passing yards last year. 19 quarterbacks went over 17.5 passing touchdowns last year. So you got to get into the top 20. Is he even going to start in week one? What's the rush for Sean Payton in Denver to get him out there? They can bring him along. You got Patrick Mahomes in division. You got Justin Herbert in division. They can take their time. I don't think anyone feels that Denver is going to be a serious contender for the playoffs this year. On top of that, they traded away his best weapon in Jerry Jeudy this offseason. And on top of that, there are scouts that, while the Broncos loved him, some scouts think he's a career backup. So I think he's got potential, but these are big numbers. And this is if you stay healthy and you play a lot of games, which he might not do either.
Do agree. I want to attack unders, especially with rookie QBs. We did it with Bryce Young last year. This is the guy I'm most comfortable betting unders with, is Bo Nix. Erin, some people think it's way too easy just to love Xavier Worthy. His speed, Patrick Mahomes' arm, they're married together in KC. How do you feel about the rookie wide receivers props?
I would take him over his receiving yards prop. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he's so crafty. He can get him involved in so many different ways. We've seen Patrick Mahomes rely on so many different wide receivers. But, of course, he is a rookie, and he's going to have to then be implemented into one of the best offenses, so high expectations. But it feels like a guy that should be able to step up to the plate. And he can also learn from some of these other guys like Marquise Brown, who's now on the roster as well. So I do expect him to have a really good season. I mean, the number is 750.5. Am I saying it right? Yep. Remember from yesterday? 345.5. Someone said that's their new password. But I do like him to go over his receiving yards.
That's how you get into your phone, 34505.
Someone tweeted that at me. That's my new password.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to like Worthy in this spot. Tyreek Hill, although I'm not calling Xavier Worthy Tyreek Hill. Speed-wise, they're in the same class. Tyreek, though, has proven it over many years. But Patrick Mahomes, being with him, a lot to love there. I'll tell you the wide receiver I love as a rookie, though. It's Keon Coleman. How about the situation he fell into in Buffalo? His quarterback is Josh Allen. Pretty good. Steph Diggs, Gabe Davis, both gone. That is more than 1,900 receiving yards on last year's team. Curtis Samuel, the only significant veteran addition so far this offseason. Samuel's a good player, but he's only eclipsed 675 receiving yards one time in his 7-year career. So I'll play this over 750.5, 750.5, Erin. And I think this is a guy who could lead all rookies in receiving yards. If they don't add another player, Josh Allen's going to throw for 4,000, 4,500 yards. You're looking at Dalton Kincaid and Curtis Samuel as your biggest threats. If Coleman is good, and I think he's got some traits that say he is, he could be a guy who goes for well over 1,000 yards as Josh Allen's number one as a rookie. Keep that name in mind.
You want to look for opportunity. People love Rome Odunze, but you're going up against Cole Kmet at tight end. You're going up against Keenan Allen. You're going up against DJ Moore. You got a rookie quarterback. There's a lot to sort through. It's not a knock on the player. That's a guy who's going to have a lot of opportunity.
And then there's Malik Nabers, who is awesome, but his quarterback's Daniel Jones. So one thing not quite like the other. Anita, I hear her ears buzzing because I mentioned Malik Nabers, and your Giants took him at 6th overall. You heard how I feel kind of about his situation. I'm wondering if you're comfortable backing Nabers despite his offense and QB.
It's just, I've been hearing this now since the draft. Malik Nabers is amazing, but oh, ho hum, he's got Daniel Jones as his quarterback, so he's going to stink it up. No way, Jose. Let's go over receiving yards for him. You know why? Because Brian Daboll's system is going to utilize him like in every way. The reason the Giants drafted him, guys, is because he can play the X, he can play the Y, he can play the Z. Daboll could put him in the backfield. Don't forget, no longer Saquon Barkley's there, so he could be utilized in the passing game out of the backfield. He is the best wide receiver that came out of this draft. He beats one-on-one coverage. He's the best deep receiver in this draft. 624 yards he put up last season. He runs a 4.35 40. 30 missed tackles last year, guys, for over 300 yards. And I think we can agree on this. I think the Giants are going to be playing from behind. So they're going to be passing the ball a lot. So I like Nabers over receiving yards, and don't sleep on him potentially to maybe win Rookie of the Year.
That's a fair point. LSU wide receivers have, in recent years, acclimated themselves well to the National Football League. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Hey, Anita, a wise woman once told me if you're scared, say you're scared. Yeah, I'm not hearing that you're scared there with Malik Nabers despite his quarterback. Well,